go ahead and start rolling. Here we go. I'm hanging up. I'm hanging up. Okay, bye.
Sylvia, you want to come up? Hey, good afternoon. I'm Sheriff Mike Chapman.
Just a second, Sheriff.
Oh.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. A little bit of a technical issue here.
Got Jaws.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we got sound here.
It's been fine for 20 minutes while we wait, but now,
Exactly, now
you know,
it
it's
starts
Murphy's
acting
Law,
up. Come
right?
on now.
What happened
Yeah,
to
I'm used to dealing-
yesterday's weather?
Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me just hardwire it.
There's one in every crowd. You want to use the same mic? You want to use the same mic to take the cube off?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
Thanks. Sorry
sure.
about that, Sheriff.
That's all right.
Give me a sec here.
Okay. Thanks for your patience.
Okay. That's good teamwork there.
That's a good thing about this job. We do help each other.
That's good.
We don't like each other, but we help.
There is competition, but it's friendly. It's not cutthroat.
All right, Sheriff. We
All
should
right,
be
Sheriff.
golden now.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Sheriff Mike Chapman. I'm here with Fire and Rescue Chief Johnson, Keith Johnson, and with Supervisor Sylvia Glass. Here's a nutshell what we have. What happened today at about 11:57 this morning. We got a call for a shooting at the mall. Our deputies arrived within about 3 minutes of that call. They encountered a victim who had been shot that was walking out by the exit by the Cheesecake Factory there, walking outside the mall. And they immediately obviously contacted fire and rescue for them to respond to render aid for that individual. Knew that the shooter was still upstairs by the food court. Our deputies ran upstairs there and encountered the suspect up there. Found him on the floor, seated on the floor nearby with his gun, took him into custody. And I guess this all evolved out of a confrontation between both the victim and the suspect in the mall. And right now we're in the process of transporting the suspect back to our headquarters hopefully for questioning, and then the victim is at the hospital now being treated. That's it in a nutshell for what we have here. We weren't sure at the beginning whether it was an active shooter situation or not. It was not. We responded. It was an isolated incident. We have since opened the mall, worked with the security here to open the mall up so the people that work there can go back out and go back in rather and get their belongings and so forth. And I believe mall management has decided to close the mall for the rest of the day. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Chief Johnson here, who can talk about the response from rescue.
Good afternoon, Keith Johnson, Fire Chief in Loudoun County Combined Fire and Rescue System. So we encountered the one patient that was shot. Our medic units engaged immediately, our personnel engaged, and we had one patient, 21-year-old male, that was shot in the abdomen. He has since been transported to Reston Trauma Center. Fire and rescue personnel did give whole blood to the unit, to the victim. En route to the hospital, that victim was transported in serious condition. I have no other details on the patient's condition. We did evaluate 3 other people from the mall that either were injured or in the process of evacuating, and we did evaluate the shooter as well, who was not transported to the hospital and required no treatment. I'd just like to highlight that our partnership with the Sheriff's Office, this is what we train for each and every day. We train in real life simulations, and we train in our simulation lab with the Sheriffs. And our partner, we've been doing this for quite some time. We engage with the Sheriff's Office on 3 rescue task forces, which is our fire and rescue personnel and sheriff's personnel going in together to, one, neutralize the shooter if we need to from the sheriff's side, and then take care of any patients that we encounter. So today, from talking to my folks, it went exactly as we trained to do, and just highlight the partnership that we have with the Sheriff's Office.
Yes, teamwork, just like we talked before. So happy to take any questions, sir.
I guess, Sheriff, at this point, can you update us on the condition of the victim?
Right now, we don't have anything.
Yeah,
Unless you have
serious condition. I have no update since we transported to Reston Hospital Center.
Sheriff, can you give us a little more information, if you can, on the situation when your deputies encountered the suspect? You mentioned that the suspect was found on the floor, but
From my understanding, I believe the suspect was seated on the floor in the food court with his gun nearby on the floor, and our deputies immediately took him into custody, made sure that they proned him out, took him into custody, and made sure that the situation was safe there for everybody else around, and cleared the area. They had actually encountered, like I said before, they had encountered the victim outside, knew that the shooter was upstairs. They immediately hightailed it upstairs to make sure that they could get him into custody, and that's exactly what they did.
it seems like the shooter sort of preemptively surrendered then? Is that...
It appears as though, yeah, he didn't try to get away. He didn't try to fight with anybody. He was very amenable to being arrested.
Sheriff, did the two people, I want to make sure clear on this, two males, the shooter's a male?
That's right.
And the victim's a male?
That's correct.
Did they know each other?
Not to my knowledge. Obviously, we're still doing an investigation here, and we'll get into that as we go further. But to my knowledge, I don't believe they did, but we don't know that for sure.
Do you know the age of the shooter?
He's an adult male in his 30s.
Any idea what started or the confrontation? Is there anything more you can tell us about the confrontation inside?
Other than there was a conflict between the two, and as a result of that conflict, they got into a little bit of a hands-on sort of argument there, and the shooter just went ahead and took a gun out and shot the victim.
Sheriff, a question for you, or perhaps anybody at the microphone who might want to speak to this. We heard from some folks who were inside the mall today, and a few said they were shaken up. This is paraphrasing. They said, "We're shaken up, we're frightened, we're scared, but not terribly surprised, given what we've seen around the country." Multiple people told us that. When you hear that, what goes through your mind?
Well, the only thing I can say here is that I think the people inside the mall did the right thing. They went ahead and they made sure they got out of the way. They hid in restrooms. They hid where they could to make sure that they got out of the way. We always try to teach to run, hide, fight, which is exactly what people have begun to do. As far as what's going through their heads, that's an individual thing. I can't speak to that. But I do think that the people inside the mall acted appropriately, and they were very, very helpful to us.
One shot? Do you know?
That's my understanding. It was just one shot.
Supervisor, you're out here. Anything you would like to add?
I would just like to thank our first responders, the deputies, and our firefighters, EMTs, for being out here and responding so quickly.
And Supervisor, your name again, please?
Sylvia Glass.
So you said the mall will be shut down for the rest of the day?
That's my understanding from mall management has decided to shut it down the rest of the day. They have allowed everybody that works there to go back in and get their belongings, but I believe they're shutting down for the rest of the day.
Do you know what kind of firearm was recovered? You said there was one recovered near the suspect.
I believe it was just a semi-automatic small handgun. I don't really have anything more than that at this point.
Do you know if the victim and the shooter live in the area, or are they from outside?
Don't really know. That'll all come out in the investigation.
Last one for me. So sorry, folks. Any sense of how many people were inside the mall when this happened? It's a Sunday, busy shopping day.
I actually have I have no idea. On that.
Fire rescue side, any sense?
No.
You mentioned there were a few people that might have been injured as people were fleeing. Do you have any more information on those folks?
I don't have any information.
Yeah, there were three people evaluated from inside the mall, workers or visitors. All of them refused treatment and transport. We evaluated, as well as the shooters.
Any idea on when ID, the identification of either the victim or the shooter, will be released?
I really don't know. As soon as we possibly can, but I don't know just yet.
Very good.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sylvia.
Just before you all dip out, I just want to make sure I get your spelling properly. Zach Merchant from Channel 9. By the way, peppering you with questions.
Let me go. I think I'm going to front.
Do you have one as well? Just the spelling?
Let me get one out of my car. I have one in my wallet. I'll be right back.
Thank you for putting that
Yeah,
on.
of course. Oh yeah. Thank you for the help.
I'm Zach.
Oh, Roger.
I see you around.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.